Declan Rice is the reason why England will not win the World Cup.
When you look at Modric's trophy cabinet, 5 Champions League titles, 1 player, as many as Barcelona at the football club.
Imagine you are willing to slander your own club.
Facts are facts. 2.5 times more than Chelsea Football Club. Arsenal have never won the Champions League.
Thank you for that. Hi guys, welcome to Crossfire, brought to you by Life Scorebet. I am Jimmy Anishilewo, and we are back with our comparisons today, pitting against each other, 2 legends of the game, Luka Modric versus Andrea Pirlo. Who would you say was better? Now on my right side, I have Tosin and Ayo, and on my left, we still don't have Tunde back yet, so Ayola Kelechi is still filling in for him. So Ayola,
AKA Mini Tunde.
Minute to where you are on your way to the day, right? So hopefully, maybe we'll not need Tunde again when you.
No, you will.
You sure?
I can't gain weight that fast.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
What God cannot do does not exist though.
This one exists.
Oh, all right. So Ayola, let's start with you this time around. So Andrea Pirlo or Luka Modric? Who are you picking?
To be fair, I won't even go and say, act like Pirlo is some bomb or anything.
You can't say it's a bomb.
No. It's not necessary. You know, when we compare 2 legends, what people tend to do is that they'll try and downplay one of the other person's achievements to make it look like he didn't do anything. But really, these are 2 of the greatest midfielders that have played the game. 2 midfielders that we really enjoyed watching at their prime, even when they were past their prime. But when it comes down to 1v1, Modric stands toe-to-toe with people that Pirlo can't dream about talking to.
Like
people like Xavi, people like Iniesta, people like Toni Kroos. Pirlo is very good, but when you compare, for example, their trophy cabinets, their contributions to the teams and everything,
Pirlo was that this is a Pirlo that had a position named after him.
No, I don't know where you heard that because there have been several registers before Pirlo. There will be more after Pirlo. He's not the first, he's not the last.
Let's say he was the first, but he owned that role.
He did not own. I mean, yeah, he owned the role, but again, he was not on the level of some of these people. When we talk about the greatest midfielders in the world, when you look at Luka Modric's trophy cabinet, 5 Champions League titles, 1 player, as many as Barcelona at the football club.
Imagine you are willing to slander your own club.
Facts are facts.
You are willing to slander your own club.
Facts. Okay, sorry. 2.5 times more than Chelsea Football Club.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
Is that better? Arsenal have never won the Champions League.
Thank you for that. In fact,
I know that Tosin is going to come here and tell you that Modric was a bomb, and I'll explain to you exactly why Tosin does not like Luka Modric.
All right.
Just look at Modric's career. Teenage sensation, Dinamo Zagreb, moved to Tottenham. Did so well in the Premier League that Chelsea, Manchester United, they were all fighting to get him. And because Daniel Levy, in his wisdom, said, if this Modric guy goes to another Premier League team, he's going to create a dynasty that Tottenham cannot compete with. So he said, no, go out of England, go to Spain. Modric got to Spain. First season, difficult for him. Was voted the worst signing in La Liga that season. I said, hey, it's like that, Abby. Okay, now, 2013-14. The next season after that, La Liga midfielder of the year. On top of Xavi's head. One. That's, once again, you know how Tosin loves Xavi. That's one. On top of Xavi's head, La Liga midfielder of the season. Continued winning with Real Madrid, 2015-16. La Liga midfielder of the year again, on top of Iniesta's head. Xavi had won this award 3 times before Modric got to La Liga. He never won it again.
Damn.
And this is the person that in a few seconds you're going to listen to Tosin try and slander his reputation. Now when you move to the national team, Pirlo won the World Cup 2006. Fair enough. Surrounded by some of the greatest talents Italy has ever seen. Luca Toni, Gigi Buffon, Cannavaro, the actual Ballon d'Or winner. Who was the Modric Croatia when he took them to the World Cup final?
Perisic.
Perisic, a Tottenham failure. It was Modric, Rakitic, and 9 twigs. Modric took them to the World Cup final 2018 against Messi's Argentina. LM10 versus LM10 on top of his head. Goal, 3-0 win. Next match, very next match, against Tosin's Nigeria. Don't.
Is it not your Nigeria?
I'm just explaining
Bear in
from
mind that-
I'm
convenient.
Bear in mind that Tosin is not claiming Nigeria. Tosin is the Netherlands, Argentina.
if we are
Whatever.
being honest, that's when you hear Tosin talk about Nigeria, you know that he loves this country. He wants the country to do well. That's why
Are we
he's
talking
always,
about this same?
that's why he's always angry about Nigeria.
Oh, another Tosin.
You know, when you have a child and the child is misbehaving, you cannot be talking kindly to. You have to
Well, you
tough
can
love.
tell me about. I mean, I don't have children, but
Yeah,
I know you don't born like 5. So.
Unfortunately, no. But you know, it's just when you observe things as they are, that's how it is. So on top of Tosin's beloved Nigeria, dunked on their head. 2-0 win, scored again. Continue to carry Croatia to their best finish at any World Cup, supported by people who Tosin can probably bench. 2018 World Cup Golden Ball winner. 2018 Ballon d'Or winner. What's Pirlo's highest ever Ballon d'Or finish? Upon the naming of position after him that you claim.
You know, it's very refreshing to have 2 Barcelona fans. In
At the end of the day,
but
facts are facts. And
one person
what-
is going to go with facts above.
there's also the sentiment of knowing that Modric was a Barcelona fan, as it were. You would have preferred a move to Barcelona, but you know, things happened and he ended up at Real Madrid. But that does not change, you know, the fact of who he was. He continued again 2022 at almost 50. Dragged Croatia again. There was no Rakitic this time. Him, Livakovic, Gvardiol, and Prayer and Inshallah dragged them again to the World Cup semi-final. Croatia had only gotten to the World Cup semi-final once before Modric. During Modric's era, they've gone twice. Finished their best ever at a World Cup and also came third. What happened when the people who supported Pirlo left Italy? They won the World Cup in 2002. First, Totti left, Del Piero left. What happened in 2010? When he had to play with the likes of Di Natale, the likes of Ambrosini. What happened? Out of the group stage in the first round. Couldn't beat New Zealand. Went to the Euros. Where they finished? Pirlo was crying. Euro 2020, Euro 2012 against Spain. Crying, tears. Of course, he had to retire after that. I mean, if you were the one, what would you do? But Modric, from even when he was a teenager, has been carrying Croatia on his back almost single-handedly. One of the smallest nations in world football. He's done, I mean, it's almost like a Nigerian winning the Ballon d'Or. That's the level of Modric's career. If a Nigerian had won the Ballon d'Or, would you be able to chat to him about anything?
First.
It's not possible. So, I know we're about to hear some epic slander on Modric, but I just want you to understand he has dunked on Xavi, dunked on Iniesta, dunked on Messi, dunked on Nigeria.
In the country.
Yes, it's the truth. Dunked on Argentina. So you should understand where Tosin's about to come from with his hate. It's not just Ojolason, it's
It's like
serious
everybody.
hate. Yes. You understand why he's about to say, oh, Modric this, Modric that. Because if someone did this to me, it's like the way Chelsea fans look at Messi or Premier League fans look at Messi. Come to Arsenal, dunked on their head. Chelsea dunked on their head. Manchester United dunked on their head. Of course, they're going to start saying they are going to find a way to claim that you're not good enough. Because the truth is they just hate you. And you know, that's just it, to be honest.
So, Tosin, are you going to prove Ayola wrong?
Prove Ayola. I don't have anything to prove to Ayola. Ayola. There's a little bit of disappointment, obviously, as a Barcelona fan, that he will go to those levels. But let me start by saying that, like,
Kofungo, so you will send letter to you.
I used to really, really like Luka Modric because Luka Modric was appropriately rated. However, something shifted. Something shifted in 2018. And I honestly, in my own opinion, I think it was him winning the Ballon d'Or. And it kind of elevated him into positions and conversations he did not belong in. Because objectively speaking, yes. So when we talk about the La Liga period, let's just actually know that this is a rigged Real Madrid marker award. Let's just actually put that into context.
No way Xavi was winning it. Though.
No, See, I'm a Barcelona fan. My allegiance is to Barcelona, but even when there was no choice. That Barcelona team was a generational Barcelona team. Luka Modric won La Liga Player of the Year in 3 seasons, and they won the league once. Talk to me now. It's not. I don't need to tell you. Like Luka Modric was appropriately rated until the Ballon d'Or, and when he won that Ballon d'Or, people said he was the one that broke the Messi monopoly. The problem is that like I don't give a you win the Ballon d'Or will not elevate you into the angelic realm of midfielders. You see, when it comes to the hierarchy of midfielders, and I've always said this, there are like 17 tiers. Now, I'll put Modric where he's appropriately supposed to be before I now dissect his career. You see, there's the God tier. That one, that is just Iniesta chilling with the angels and God, smoking hookah. That's what they are doing.
Wait, what?
That's what they are doing in that tier. They are not doing any, like, just him and God.
I hope you know you're supposed to be rating Pirlo, not shitting on Modric.
Wait, Baba. That's
What I think.
that is where Iniesta is. You see, the next tier, there are some very, very good midfielders there. There are very, very good midfielders. You have Zinedine Zidane. You have Lampard. I rate Lampard highly. You have Lampard. You have Xavi also in that conversation. Then the next tier. You see this next tier. Modric is not there. Don't think that Modric is there.
Who is now?
The next tier will be Sergio Busquets. The next tier will be Sergio Busquets. Will be Andrea Pirlo.
Okay.
Will be Toni Kroos.
Okay.
Will be Casemiro.
Okay.
Will be N'Golo Kante.
Okay.
Will be Patrick Vieira. That's the next tier. You see
thinking
that a lot of
I was thinking
athleticism
going to
and
say Pedri.
you see a lot of athleticism and melanin are coming into the picture now. Now we are going to go to the next tier. Now this is where you now can add your Modric of the world. You want to put Modric in the next tier, fine.
So Modric is in tier 4.
Tier 4, Modric, Gerrard, Scholes. If you want to add Ruud Gullit there, or you want to add Clarence
Okay, sorry,
there.
as a sidebar. So what you are saying in essence now, just to add to
Extrapolate.
is that you rate Lampard far higher than Scholes and Gerrard.
By far.
Right. Continue. No, I just want.
Yeah, today, the only thing that
I
me and
just
Tony,
want you to make.
the only thing me and Tony have always agreed on, like me, I always tell him, you don't need to. Me, I know what Lampard did. Because I watched it.
No. I don't want
Lampard
that
is
to
top tier,
so that it doesn't get lost.
Lampard has
conversation.
The funny thing about like midfielders is that like sometimes when their career ends and when they go towards the tail end, some midfielders, I don't know what happened that it kind of became a consensus. Some people started saying that the God tier midfielder is Scholes. Who the fuck is Scholes?
That's not the topic.
But,
we already.
But the point is just
back to Pirlo and Modric now.
But the point is basically that the next tier, which is where I put obviously Steven Gerrard, who is another overhyped midfielder, put him in that tier with Luka Modric, with Scholes. You want to put the likes of
John Michelobi?
No. You want to put Clarence Seedorf too, who was also a very, very good midfielder during this time. You want to put him there, you can put him there.
Sorry, which tier is Pedri?
Pedri is 22 years old. Why would we be talking about Pedri? Now, Pedri's career is...
Okay, we are talking about...
The legends of the legends.
Whatever tier Pedri is a tier above Enzo Fernandez. So that you can rest.
The legends...
So that you can finally...
The legends of the legends.
I'm never going to argue that one.
Now, let me discuss where Modric's career actually... Because Modric's career, in my own opinion, did not start until he was 26.
Why not?
Let's actually... No.
Why
I
not
need to
raise Pirlo?
I know. I will discuss Pirlo. Let me start with
You have limited time. You have limited
Baba,
time.
I can take all the time I want.
You and who?
This
I'm gonna go house.
This is the Modric. This is the Modric episode. Modric was a nobody by the time he was 24, 25 when he came into the Premier League.
Same player that went to the Euros and was in team of the season or team of the year in 2008.
2008 that they got to the quarterfinal, the semi-final,
Yeah.
the semi-final. Yeah, he joined Real Madrid in 2012, 2013. He joined the Premier League in 2007 under Harry Redknapp, if I'm correct. Harry Redknapp, if you go and listen to Harry Redknapp has said it on multiple occasions that Modric could not cope with the physicality of the Premier League for the first 2 seasons, which is why he was so. They had this striker then, Pavlyuchenko. And Pavlyuchenko always said that like Modric always likes to play ball to feet and he always likes to run the channel. So it was when they converted him, because technically Modric is a central midfielder. He couldn't cut it as a central midfielder. They had to move him into an attacking midfield role. I'm telling you the reality. They had to move him to an 8 so that he was able to locate Asu Ekoto and Lennon on the wings because he couldn't cope with the physicality of the Premier League. It was then he now shone and he was exposed. Now, I don't blame players for maturing at 28. I believe someone like Pedri now is already world best midfielder already at 22. That's a different discussion. But like, yeah, you come to your glory at 28. Do you know who Pirlo was at 28? Do you know what Pirlo was at 28? Now we are getting to Pirlo. At 20,
Finally.
At 28, Pirlo was top of the top. Was top of the top. You look at Pirlo and you look at the career that Pirlo had. The strikers, what is the best striker that Andrea Pirlo played with? You probably say Pipo Inzaghi. Am I correct?
Shevchenko.
Or Shevchenko. One of the two. I actually think that people had a better prime than Shevchenko because Shevchenko actually left and went to Chelsea and he still won the Champions League with Inzaghi in 2007. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
So those are you say, okay, Pipo Inzaghi and Shevchenko. He was making it work with the likes of Gilardino. When he left and he went to Juventus, he was making it work with the likes of Mandzukic. Am I correct? That is the
Modric also made it work with Mandzukic.
Look at the tier, because when you compare, you say that he has 5 Champions League. Modric was just able to play with a player that went to Real Madrid and picked up multiple Ballon d'Or trophies and was one of the greatest scorers and arguably the greatest striker in Real Madrid history. He also played with Karim Benzema. Also played with Kylian Mbappe. Also played with Vinicius Jr. Also played with Toni Kroos. I'm telling you the caliber of players that Luka Modric actually played with for him to actually achieve fame, because when he played with players that were not on that level, we didn't see him do anything. Pirlo turned water into wine. Literally. Turned what, like, go and look at the 2003 Champions League team. The only key players on that team will probably be Shevchenko, Inzaghi, Clarence Seedorf, Nesta, Maldini, and obviously Dida. Gattuso is not up there. Don't talk to me about Gattuso. Is not one of the greats. Gattuso is not one of the greats. Okay. When he had one of the best teams in the world, he did what he had to do. But the later teams of the AC Milan era, the later team that he had to manage. So when you look at what he did, his role in winning the World Cup with Italy is that Italy team was not, and people will rewrite history, that Italy team was not favored to win the World Cup that year. That Italy team that got to the final of the 2012 Euros, they were not favored. Those are the facts. So the totality of his career, yes, Modric may have more Champions League titles. That's the fact. But Pirlo has more league titles. In fact, exponentially more league titles. He played on bigger stages. He won the World Cup. That is something that Modric did not do. So when you compare the totality of their careers, don't just look at the Champions League. And given the fact that he won the Ballon d'Or, it doesn't mean anything. He won the Ballon d'Or doesn't mean he's greater than somebody that didn't win the Ballon d'Or. He won the Ballon d'Or, he's not greater than Iniesta. Iniesta didn't win the Ballon d'Or.
I hope we are bookmarking these arguments now. So that we can call back to it.
You
later.
win the one Ballon d'Or.
So we can.
Is Cannavaro better than Piqué? Cannavaro
I'm not arguing with you.
Cannavaro won the Ballon d'Or. Is it better than Piqué?
I'm not arguing.
It's not better than Piqué now.
I'm not arguing.
If you win one Ballon d'Or, if you win multiple
arguments.
Ballon d'Ors, then maybe we have a different discussion. And so it happens. He had a fantastic season. I don't think he should have won the Ballon d'Or that season, if I'm being honest. But that doesn't put him in the echelon of the top of the top of the top of the top. Please, let's dead this Modric argument.
All right, so let's take Tosin's advice and dead that one, and let's move to another debate that has been rampant on the internet. Moses Caicedo versus Declan Rice. Who do you think is the better central midfielder?
Better central midfielder?
Yes, I mean, they both play... Okay, who is better midfielder? Because they both play in the midfield.
I mean, both of them were signed for similar amounts, but only one of them was the most expensive signing in Premier League history. And that's my black brother, Moses Caicedo.
Okay.
I know Tosin has a thing for supporting the white man. Everybody has seen Caicedo's goal against Liverpool, and suddenly that means he's now the best midfielder in Premier League history. But all this chatter literally started last week or 2 weeks ago or a few days ago. There was all this noise when he signed for a British record fee and flopped hilariously in his first match. He flopped hilariously in his first season. His entire season was saved by one goal. The goal from the halfway line on the last day of the season.
And since then,
What? It has been the same thing. Average performances, and then eventually he scores a banger and wow, Caicedo.
are you sure you're talking about Caicedo?
It's the same Caicedo that we're
Caicedo
talking
has
about.
only scored 3 goals. He only scored 3 goals across the past 2 seasons.
Which is why his entire hype has been on those 3 instances. Like I said again, this entire discussion is happening because he scored against Liverpool. Before this, nobody was mentioning Caicedo and Rice in the same breath. But the thing about Chelsea fans is that once they see that a club likes their player, I don't know why Chelsea fans naturally don't like their own players. See Chelsea fans insulting Enzo Fernandez. See Chelsea fans insulting Cucurella. See Chelsea fans insulting Robert Sanchez. But once another team starts to like their own player, once another team says, oh, my player is good, that's when you now see Chelsea fans come out. No, your player is not good. My player that I don't originally like is actually better than your player that you like. Why? So again, this brother, thanks to what I would say is passion merchants, Shinki KFC. What does he have that is excellently more than someone like Carlos Baleba, for example?
Oh Jesus, you do not just go there.
I don't know why people don't like to hear the truth. But it is the truth.
What truth is that?
That these guys are not that far apart. I'm talking of Baleba and Caicedo, of course. Meanwhile, Declan Rice has proven his quality from taking a shambles West Ham team to the Conference League, winning the title. Caicedo had to do it with one of the best, most expensive assembled squads.
You said, thank God you said most expensive, not best.
Yes, again, when you compare their quality to what they had to play with in the Conference League, against Noah FC, against Farouk FC, against teams that you don't even normally bet on. If you are a gambling person, you don't bet on these teams.
Just speak for yourself, please.
It's the truth. I know gamblers. I don't know that some of them were figuring out these teams for the first time during the Conference League.
Just speak for yourself.
Meanwhile, West Ham were on that level, and you saw what happened to West Ham once Declan Rice left. Would the same thing happen to Chelsea if Caicedo leaves today?
Probably yes.
No, it's not. It's not going to happen to Chelsea. You know that. We've seen games where Caicedo missed and Chelsea were okay. They were not excellent, but they were okay. West Ham were in the dungeon. They were in hellfire the minute Declan Rice left. He's come to us now, despite everything that Arteta has asked him to do. Play centre back, he has played it. Play as a DM, he has played it. Play as an 8, he has played it. And he has played it excellently well. And just because Arsenal fans now say, oh, wow, we have a midfielder who is doing all these things excellently well. Don't forget, before Chelsea signed Caicedo, they tried to sign Declan Rice. They tried to tame him with that, you are from our academy, come and play for us again. He said, no, I'm not interested in this, your project of children and inshallah. Went to Arsenal. He's making his name there. Playing in the Champions League. Look at Caicedo's taste of the Champions League against Bayern Munich. Where was he? What happened? Was he not in the midfield when mediocre midfielders compared to Rice ran Chelsea through? I don't want to use some certain words, but you know what they did to Chelsea. Caicedo was there. How many times has that happened to Arsenal with Declan Rice in the squad? Very rare. Before we now move to the quality of technique, in terms of what a midfielder should be, does Caicedo have Declan Rice's technique other than winning the ball back?
But that's
Yes, that
main
is-
duty of his position, right?
Again, you're the one who said general midfielders. If you were talking about as a DM, sure, why not? But as an all-round midfielder, come on. Let's be honest. I know you love Chelsea. A lot of people love Chelsea. I know Tosin loves his black brother. But
You don't love your black brother.
I do as well. But my love should not overshadow the fact. Is he a better passer? He's not. Is he a better ball striker? He's not. Is he better positionally? He's not. As a DM, excellent. Above Declan Rice because, like you said, his main job is to win the ball back and distribute it. There's few people better in world football today at chasing down the ball than Caicedo. Give it to him, no problem. But that's just one aspect. What about the others? Is Declan Rice not above him? Can we at least be honest about that?
Are you asking my opinion?
I'm just saying. I don't want to look at Tosin
Because if you ask my opinion, I know that there are stats that show that Caicedo has more progressive passes than Declan Rice.
again, at Arsenal, that is not his main quality. Look at Declan Rice's progression numbers at West Ham. Nobody in world football, bar maybe Frankie de Jong, was better at progressing the ball than Declan Rice while he was at West Ham. But because at Arsenal he has to be a bit more disciplined, he can't do the exact same thing that he was doing at West Ham. You also have Odegaard in front of you, and you understand how Arteta plays, values circulation more than progression. That's the thing about, reading stats and understanding them. They're two very different things.
Well, so Tosin, over to you. Which is Caicedo or Declan Rice?
Declan Rice. Let me start by saying one. I gave a prediction for Nigeria that Nigeria will not qualify for the World
Oh, Jesus.
Let me actually.
How does that tie into this?
No, it does.
Oh, because of your melanin infused.
Let me make a major prediction. And from what I see, Declan Rice is the reason why England will not win the World Cup. Declan Rice is the reason why England
going to win the World Cup.
England will not win the World Cup. England technically have one of the best, in terms of quality, England actually have one of the best teams. Probably the only team you could say is technically better is probably Spain, but Spain actually have a vacuum in terms of the lone striker. But overall, I think Spain, France, Portugal, in terms of quality, and England, they are in a separate tier. Because of the inadequacies of Declan Rice, I do not see England winning the World Cup. And let me explain it. The symptoms are already at Arsenal. Not that Declan Rice is not a good midfielder. He's actually a very, very good midfielder. Declan Rice was so good that when they brought him in, he actually had he was very, very good at West Ham. And they brought him into Arsenal. When he came into a top quality team like Arsenal, they paired him with Thomas Partey. And Thomas Partey was able to show some of his defensive inadequacies. And right there, they knew then that even though he was one of the record signings at the time, Thomas Partey was in and out of the team. And that's how Arsenal was struggling because of some of his inability to play in that defensive midfield position where they tried to play him as a register and recycling possession, which he was never good at. He's good at carrying the ball. But he's actually good at carrying the ball in advanced positions where the block is not low. Like if you are playing against a low block team, when he was at West Ham were usually the low block team. So when they are progressing the ball, they are progressing into a much more open field. And that was where his shortcomings is. Declan Rice is still learning how to play progressive football in terms of being in a big team setup. So what did they make the change last season? They brought in Mikel Merino. They figured out Mikel Merino cannot partner with him. They brought in Zubimendi. Zubimendi is now technically the answer. So Arsenal fixed that situation. When they brought in Caicedo from Brighton, Caicedo, technically, let's be honest with ourselves, Caicedo was supposed to partner with Romeo Lavia. If you understand that as a Chelsea fan, he was supposed to partner with Romeo Lavia. Last season, Caicedo actually spent a lot of time playing at right back because Reece James got injured during the season. And he was shunting in positions whereby sometimes where he was in midfield, he had to play with Enzo Fernandez. And they were using a 3-4-3/3-5-2 sometimes. Then he switched to a 4-3-3 technically for the rest of the season. And he was still trying to master what is going to be my role here. Sometimes they were saying that Enzo Fernandez is a register. Enzo Fernandez is not a register. He has never been a register. He's a central midfielder who believes he's an attacking midfielder. But that's a different discussion. That's a different discussion for another day. But for Caicedo's role last season, it was kind of Malo Gusto is not available and Reece James is not available. You need to play because you have ball-winning abilities in the right-back position. And when you had to play, sometimes he was the only man in the middle. And like I said, the importance of melanin. If he had Romeo Lavia next to him, some of the issues that he had because Chelsea had a makeshift defense. Fofana was injured for a very, very long time. There's another guy that they used that was also injured before they now decided to pair Axel Disasi. What's the name of this one? Badashi. Whatever that thing is. Those were that was what he was protecting. You can't protect something that wants to concede goals. That's one thing you need to understand in life. When you have someone like Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes who actually know their stuff, I rate Saliba very highly, even though he's kind of overrated, but he's a very, very good. Those kind of, then you know the way Mikel Arteta plays. Sometimes you use Calafiori at left back, who is technically a central defender. Sometimes you use Jurrien Timber at right back, or who is technically also a central defender. It builds into the stability that they can cover for some of the lapses of Declan Rice, even though he was not even good last season before they brought in Zubimendi. When you have people that just came out from the wilderness, like Badiashile and Desasi, only God knows. I think he's at Aston Villa now. Or where is he? How is he working for them there? By the way, so he had to like go through that evolution. And now with this new team, I still believe that his best partner in crime will be with Romeo Lavia, because Romeo Lavia can also progress the ball, and maybe they can decide to put Enzo in a much more attacking position if Kopama is injured for
on the bench,
or whichever the case is injured for a very, very lengthy spell. And that is how you see that despite all the issues that Chelsea have had in that team, they still had success winning an European trophy with Caicedo marshalling that team. They still had success winning the Club World Cup, despite the fact that they are still tweaking the team. This is not the complete Chelsea team. Oh, I know they spent a lot of money, but they are still tweaking it. Arsenal too have spent a lot of money. Don't give me that excuse. Arsenal have spent a lot of money also. They are still tweaking it. They still won the conference. They still won the Club World Cup, and they made Champions League football. And as bad as it bad with their star player Kopama getting injured early this season, what is the difference between Chelsea and Arsenal this season? Technically,
the league positions.
How many points? And when are we even counting that? Like 4 points in match day 8. Are you serious? Let us get to match day 30 before Arsenal fans actually start pumping their chest. Arsenal fans have actually completed their rebuild 3 years ago. They have nothing to show for it. They completed their rebuild. This is the last year of Chelsea's rebuild, technically. This is the last year of Chelsea's rebuild. Then we can start judging them from next season. But there's a feeling for me that Chelsea and Arsenal are going to go band for band this season. And Chelsea has already shown success for their development. And Caicedo has already played an important role in already delivering 2 important trophies to the team. So already, he has shown that he's more versatile than Declan Rice, because he can play at right back, he can play at DM, and he has played in attacking positions. Unlike Declan Rice that was struggling when they said he should just play ordinary DM. Just play ordinary DM for us, so he was struggling. So there's no discussion. I think Caicedo overall as a midfielder is better than Declan Rice.
Right. So finally to you, Ayola, apart from Caicedo and Declan Rice, which other central midfielders currently playing world football currently would you rate? Like, think are the best central midfielders in the world?
I think, to be honest, after a period of fallow and famine and drought,
you and these your biblical references.
It's regular English. I don't know what you're talking about. It's regular English. Drought is the regular word.
Your dad is a pastor.
You find it in Nigerian news. So and so please.
Your dad is a pastor.
My daddy is not important. Anyways, like
Mr. Kelechi, please help me.
Like I was saying, we've come to a period where we're starting to see an emergence of high quality midfielders.
Right.
In the game today.
Yeah.
You have players like Frank de Jong, who his resurgence again. I don't even think I'll call it the resurgence. I just think the team is now winning, so everybody can now see what de Jong does. But is one of the best midfielders in the world. Pedri as well. Then you have Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz
also.
And João Neves.
João Neves also.
I mean, you just have to watch João Neves to understand how football can be enjoyable again. That's the truth. The Premier League, apart from the ones we've mentioned already, Sandro Tonali, excellent midfielder. Bruno Guimaraes is another shin kicker, but he's also really good. I'm interested in seeing what Lavia has. I mean, for all the Caicedo talk, there's still the feeling that he will play better when Lavia plays. So that already tells you the potential or the quality that Romeo Lavia has as well. And, I think for me, these are some of the the best. Tijani Reinders as well at Manchester City. I mean, to come into Manchester City the way that they were, you know, and already make them a better team, it's not easy. I think these are, you know, some of the best midfielders, at least central midfielders in world football today.
Known from the current Premier League champions.
From Liverpool.
Yeah.
Gravenberch, a DM, you still consider him as a midfielder. McAllister as well, really good. Szoboszlai.
If I did not mention them, you're not going to put them.
I mean, when you think of these other names, I think these people are probably above them. You think of Szoboszlai, he's showing out now, but I feel like when he meets some of these other people, you see the difference in quality.
Which is weird because he already met Arsenal this season and guess who came out on top?
Yeah, via a 83rd minute free kick. It's not like they were on top of the game.
Still something.
Yeah.
Still something. That's
not really coming out on top in a midfield battle.
All it takes is one moment of genius. You don't know why they were hailing Declan Rice for his 2 free kicks against Real Madrid.
Apart from those 2 free kicks, he was also one of the best players on the night. So look at those games. If you consider the game against Real Madrid, for example, Arsenal dominated position. Did they not?
Well,
Arsenal created the better chances, did they not?
Over the reminder, Szoboszlai was playing out of position. He was playing right back.
We're not talking. You are the one that said he came out on top in the midfield.
I'm just saying that.
And I'm trying to explain it to you that
possession is not
scoring in the 83rd minute is not coming out on top in a midfield battle. You can win the midfield battle and someone scores an own goal. Will you now say because of the own goal you didn't win the midfield battle? You won't say that now. Be honest.
So, Tosin, what about you? Best central midfielders in the world right now?
I think the obvious answer is crystal clear. The best central midfielder in the world.
No need to ask you.
The best central midfielder in the world right now is obviously Pedro. His levels above everybody. I think everybody in today's modern football should actually just take a look at Pedro and ask themselves, how can I be better? How can I be better for my team? How can I be better for this position? And I think Pedri has, obviously, he studied the greats. He studied the Andres Iniestas, the Xavis, and he understands the importance of when to make progressive passes, ball retention, and recirculation of the ball. Those are the things that Pedri does. I think Vitinha too is up there, to be fair. When I was talking about Vitinha 2 seasons ago, I was telling Tunde that Vitinha was like, what if Vitinha they do inside top 30 for Ballon d'Or? That was 2 seasons ago. Vitinha now, everybody they hate Vitinha. When I saw Vitinha as a good player, nobody see him as a good player at that time. No wala. So Vitinha is good. I think Vitinha is up there. For me, the battle for third place would be either between Alexis McAllister and honestly, what I've seen this season from Valverde, even though Valverde technically has been playing on the right, but from the way they kind of want to play him with the absence of Kroos and Modric that have departed, he can't occupy the wide positions because Masutano and are Gola in those positions. So he actually kind of comes into the middle, and he has been very, very good for Real Madrid this season. I don't know if they will decide to play him there because Tchouaméni is kind of like a defensive midfielder. I don't want to say Tchouaméni, so I'm going to say Valverde. I will say it's between Valverde and Alexis McAllister for my own third position.
So we've heard from both Tosin and Ayola, Andrea Pirlo, Luka Modric, Moises Caicedo, Declan Rice. Do you agree with them? Which of these players do you think is better? And which central midfielders do you think are the best currently in football? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. I am Jimmy Anishilowo, and this is Crossfire, brought to you by Live Score Bet.